Hey, what's up, Terrell? Thanks for the links you sent me in IG. Good stuff. I wish they were longer, though. I hate this short film stuff. I miss the old YouTube stuff where it was longer. Oh no, yeah, send whatever. I love those AI, like what the world would look like if it was flat stuff. I wish people would do movies like that, you know, but I guess they don't want to touch the subject. But it would be such a great, like, sci-fi type of a movie. I have to look. The problem is like YouTube hides that stuff, and that's what I hate about YouTube. Like, there's a lot of it on, but like if you go to search for it, it doesn't come up. You gotta kind of like click on certain channels to get sort of recommendations. It's like it's very hard to search for this stuff. And if you do find it, it's usually like paid programming you would find on cable network television, and it's crappy. So. No, like if you see any more, send it. I'll check them out. They're good videos to check out at night before I like crash for the night. So I like them. Alright, just kind of gathering myself right now. Hey, what's up, Devastator? Alright, so we're going to put in some A's, a little bit of glue, and maybe we can lock this in. Yeah, those are the ones I probably would like to see again, you know? I miss those videos. I miss the ones where they would overlay the Matrix song on the video. It would give you that feel of that really conspiracy stuff. But I do like the way they kind of graphic the flat earth theory, and then they graphic like what's beyond the ice wall, stuff like that. They need to bring that type of stuff back in like sci-fi movies and shows. You don't get that stuff anymore. I haven't really caught up on that comet stuff. I did hear, the only thing I heard about was they shot at like a UFO and it bounced off or something, but I didn't get a chance to really look at the video. But I guess they're gonna ramp up the whole there is UFOs and aliens to kind of try to get the one world order going. It's going to be funny if everything that they said in the 90s to now comes to pass, which would be a riot. I also did see videos of, there's a lot of sky cities popping up all over the place now. And a lot of people saying that's Project Bluebeam. So, I don't know. There's just too much going on now. It's crazy. Looking to be artificial? It's possible. It'd be interesting to see what it is. I'll have to look into it some more. If you ever have any links and you're on Instagram, you're more than welcome to send me links in Instagram. I do like to go and check these things out. You can send a link to a YouTube channel too and stuff like that if you want. Especially if it's a link that I can listen to while working, I like those a lot. Because I listen to a lot of like the Coast to Coast AM stuff while I work. And there's also that website called that one YouTube channel called Amplex, AMPLEX, I think it is. I love to listen to stuff that I don't have to watch the video, you know. Sort of like a podcast, but if it is something I can look up once in a while and see what they're saying, it's kind of cool. Because I love those videos where they talk about the pyramids are all over the planet. That type of stuff. Kind of just keeps you get like a little bit of a, it just changes up the day, basically. That's what I like about it. Instead of listening to the same old stuff over and over. I think I cut the hole too big, but I had to try to figure out where I was going to put this piece. Okay, so I think we can take this off right now. Over this way. Hey, what's up, Scott? I think that should be good. Hey, Raz. Alright, let me show you. So we're gonna fill this in with some glue. Yeah, pretty much, Raz. You probably might have seen it. I saw a video where they were showing like cities in the skies. So it looks like they're getting ready to... They might have been older videos, but I think they're getting ready. Hey, raccoon. Alright, let's hopefully this doesn't get this locked into here. So I'm going to go like right about there. Alright, it's looking pretty good. Get a little more, Hey Pete, how's it going? Okay. Annoyed? Uh-oh. Why are you annoyed? It's looking pretty decent. A lot of work to go on the neck, but come on. Oh, package went missing? Did you order it in another country or what? Who'd you order it from? Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I've had that happen a lot with packages, and then somehow they arrive and somehow they're lost forever, one or the other. As long as they're willing to get you one, that's good. You don't normally have problems with packing stuff, I mean shipping out there, do you? Do they do that for you out there? Because I know sometimes in America, if they find out you did get the package, and they have proof that the carrier did deliver it, they'll be like, well, we're going to get charged for this, so you have to either pay us or return it. Kind of curious on how it works out there. Could be the system too. I've had a lot of packages saying that the item was delivered in like Philadelphia or Chicago, and I'd be like, I would call the company and be like, yeah, why is it delivered there? And then it turns out it was just like the website system just keeps malfunctioning. So that's also a common thing here now, which is a pain in the ass. Yeah, I don't know how it would work there. I've had people send me stuff, and I'd be like, I didn't get it, and then like 3 weeks later or a month later, I would get it, and they would be like, all right, we'll just keep it because they've already put in the claim and they got a refund through the business. So it depends on if they've already got the claim in, they might just say keep it, you know. I mean, it's totally up to you. If you want to let them know, you can let them know. If not, you don't. It's, you know, whatever. I usually let them know because I'm just like, whatever. It is probably cheaper. I know last year I had I ordered an SSD during Black Friday for my new computer setups, and the SSD got lost in the mail. So I contacted the company and they sent me another one. And then it was like 4 weeks later, the original SSD I ordered came, and they emailed me and they were like bitching me out. They were like, if you don't send this back, we're gonna, you know, we're gonna charge you, blah blah blah. And I was like, dude, relax. I go, it just came. I was like, it's not my fault it came like 3 months later. So I guess it depends on the seller. Alright, but I think this head is in a good position. So that is good. So put this aside. Alright, we'll let this cure up a bit, work on Misty a little bit on her back. Did sort of sand her down a little bit today. It's been a busy week, so. But I think once we get the head situated and neck, then they can start working on the cuffs a little bit more. Yeah, that is a common thing I've seen. If you get something in the mail, sometimes it's more costly to ship it back and get it back and all that stuff from the company. But also, like I said, sometimes they already put in the claim and they get a refund. But like I said, but some people are, I don't know. I've had experiences in the past where I've ordered something on eBay and it was literally like one comic and the shipping was more than the comic, and it would come late and I would put in the claim, and the people, and I'd be like, well, I don't want it now, I got another one or something, and they would demand to send it back. So I don't know, everyone's different, I guess. I am trying something new with my setup, actually. So this old iPad was collecting dust. So I set this iPad up as a second screen. So I'm debating on if I get like an arm over here where I can move this iPad into like a picture, so when I'm working I can have a piece of artwork in front of me instead of looking to the left of the screen. So I'm kind of toying with that now. So I think I might try to pick up an arm for it. I could put it over there. I kind of wanted a dual screen setup here, but I didn't want to buy a monitor. And then when I realized I had this second iPad collecting dust, I figured, let me experiment. Yeah, I sold a CGC book back during the lockdowns, and it was one of the old CGC first casings, you know, back in the day. And then the guy emailed me, and he's like, "This is a fake case, and this was tampered with, and CGC doesn't make these kind of cases." And I was like, "Dude, I got this graded from CGC when it was like one of the, just like started out. I go, it's one of the original cases." He's like, "This is bullshit," and blah, blah, blah. I was like, dude, you can even go online and look up the number. But, so he demanded eBay get his money back, so I had to ship it back to me. He claimed it was fake. So, I guess you get all kinds of buyers. Though I did order a comic book, well, 2 comic books from a seller 2 weeks ago, and when I got it in the mail I only got 1, so I emailed them and they were like, "Sorry, we didn't realize it was 2 of the same copy you ordered, blah blah blah." So they're sending out the other one, so that's good. It could be your area too, Pete. Maybe like somebody left the job, or they let some people go and they got new hires, or they don't have enough workers. I've learned that it's not always the postal service itself. It's like the hub. Sometimes the hub is like has amazing workers, but then one of them moves on, or they get a new manager that comes in and screws everything up, or they let some people go. And I noticed that around here, that when I used to have the old postal guy, I never ever had a problem with anything. And then when he switched routes and went to a different route, they put on someone new and everything went to hell But then when they got rid of that person, it went back to normal. So it always depends. Yeah, you probably got a messed up hub. And I know the system, I don't know how the system works out there, but sometimes, like, this is my postal office here, and the package is coming from this direction, but it will go all the way over to the hub in this direction, and then come back in this direction. So, it's all about the hubs. UPS does that a lot too. You know, like the truck might pass by my town to go to a hub to come back to my town. Yeah, that's what I've heard too, Devastator. It's a mess. I've even seen videos where, like, Amazon, their hubs, it's just like boxes and boxes are overflowing, and it's, I know during the holidays, like Black Friday, that's when everything goes to hell. I've had packages delivered to my house that don't even have my street address on it, and then the UPS guy or the FedEx or Amazon would be like, "Oh, sorry, this doesn't belong here," and then I've had my packages go to houses different. Like it's I've even had, like I said, I've had packages during like holidays where it goes to like 2 houses away from me. But like you said, the people are overworked. You know, I've seen Amazon guys get out of a truck, run to the front door, drop it off, run back to the car, and they're just running back and forth. Yeah, even here, I don't know about you guys, but the post office now delivers Amazon stuff on Sundays here. So I always see the post office trucks out doing Amazon work. But I guess it's good for the workers. They get overtime or they get extra hours, but still. I mean, don't they understand our statues and comics are very important? Stuff should take priority over everything else. Pull out for hairs? Dude, you just go to a supermarket. This is all I do. This is wax paper. Just go to a supermarket and it's for baking. This is all I use is wax paper for baking. You don't have this type of stuff in your Netherlands? All I do is I get a roll of wax paper, right? I just roll out a sheet like this. This is all I ever do. And I take this sheet and I fold it in 4, right? And then I just slice this edge off. I slice these edges off. And then I just have these little sheets, then I do this. This is all I do. That's all the way, that's all it is. Yeah, I mean, there's other stuff you can use. I mean, for instance, if you ever have like plastic containers, right, and you don't use the tops, you can use the tops to put Aves on. you know, comic book boards, I guess, you know, the plastic on comic book bags and boards. Yeah, that's all it is. It's just cooking paper, you know. If the Netherlands doesn't have that, then you guys are you guys got to get caught up to the 21st century. Hey, what's up, Silver? How's it going? What's Gene's 301? Yeah, parchment paper. Yeah, parchment paper, same thing. If that's what they call it over there. Oh, Levi's. Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was a Pokemon reference. Yeah, parchment paper. Anything like if you're baking a pie, if you use any kind of paper for baking pies and cookies, same stuff. You know, they have parchment paper that's like brown paper, does the same thing. But yes, going back to 301, we could do something like that. Oh yeah, definitely American Eagle. Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe that's why. But yeah, it's don't whenever you work on Aves or statues, don't rule out anything that you use normally every day. You know, for like even when I paint, you know, these are plastic tops to when I get Chinese food. So I wash these containers, but then I use the plastic top for my paint. Wax paper for cooking. Baby powder, instead of using like flour, baby powder for the Aves when I want to make it not stick to anything. Yeah, you can use anything really. Whatever works. If you go back to some of my older streams, before I bought this roll of wax paper, I was using brown paper. It was called parchment paper because when I went to the store, it was on sale, so I bought it. So it's like the same thing. And if you're working on stuff, you know, and if you have any dollar stores next to you or cheap, like, you know, just mom and pop type stores, you can always just buy any kind of tool that's in there for statues. Whatever you think that might work, you can buy. The reason why I started using wax paper is because when I first started really getting into Aves and I had these desk pieces, every time I put the Aves on it, it would stick to it and it would cake up to the point where it was disgusting. So I was when I was at the apartment back around 2007, 2008, I had went into the kitchen and I saw wax paper laying on the counter. I was like, hey, maybe I should just use that, and that's what I started doing. That's funny. Sorry. Hey, what's up, Iceman? How's it going? Got me curious about that asteroid thing now. I'm gonna have to see tomorrow when I work on some stuff if I have time to look up some videos. kind of want to see what they're saying about it. Are they showing like pictures of it, or is it just like weird like infrared stuff? That's what I'm trying to say. Interesting. I think this is the last card the Elite, the Illuminati is playing. That's my guess. Everything else they've done isn't working so far, so I think it's time to bring the aliens in. It's gonna be hard for me to trust anything with AI and deepfake stuff these days, you know? Unless, like, if aliens show up and they knocked on my door, it'd be hard to trust anything they say and do. Yeah, I miss Art Bell. I still listen to a lot of his older stuff. Art passed away, correct? And who's the new guy that took over? Is it George something? George Neary or something, I think? Is that who it was? Oh yeah, Coast to Coast AM, it's still on. I listen to it all the time. I think it's George something. Still on, still doing stuff. They have a YouTube channel still. I still love, I think my favorite Art Bell, I think it was Art Bell, right? At the time, is when they were talking about the guy with John Teeter, the time traveler. I think I've listened to that Art Bell Coast to Coast podcast like 1,000 times now. That whole John Teeter time traveler thing was awesome. Whenever I'm like, I want to just like escape from reality and not even think about like the comic industry, the video game, the movies, or political or any of that, I pop on that podcast. I love the one with John Teeter. That one was awesome. Yeah, there was a lot of time traveler ones, but I think the Teeter one where he interviewed the guy who had the John Teeter website, I think that was one of my favorites. And the other favorite is when the guy called up in a panic, where he was in Area 51 at the time. Those are my favorite ones. It was a good time back then, you know. A lot of craziness and conspiracy theory stuff, and a lot of imagination back then. Yeah, but the Coast to Coast on YouTube still does a lot of new stuff, and they also play some of the older stuff too. So it's good to listen to that stuff. Oh, Max Headroom? Wait, they don't know how it was done to this day? I thought they did. Well, that's interesting. Gonna have to look into that. You mean to this day they don't know how that was made? Well, that's the old saying is they have the technology, like they're 50 years advanced than us. Like back in the 1920s and to 40s, they already had cell phones back then. You know? It's just that every time we get new technology, it's catching up to the technology they already have. Really? I'm gonna have to look into that. Oh yeah, I know that transmission that went into the program. Yeah, there's a couple of those actually. There's one where a clown went into like the PBS, like it was like a clown waving or something. Well, then again, it always goes back to like the moon landing too, like the technology to fly in space. You know, like how is that technology the processing of a calculator back then, but now they can't do it now. You know. I don't see that. I don't remember that one once. I would love to see that one. Really? I'm gonna have to look that up. Like I said in chat, like if you guys ever find some crazy like stuff like that and you're on Instagram, send me links. I love to look some of that stuff up. That stuff is always fun to kind of pass the time during the day. Hey Edgardo, how's it going? You're gay? Holy crap. Is it like nighttime over there? Or am I thinking of another continent? I kind of want to see this ghost video now. South? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not... I didn't pay attention in school much, so I don't know a lot. I know how to sculpt, but when it comes to what school should have taught us, never paid attention. So don't get mad at me. Blame the school system. So honest question, if they did come up with aliens, or all of a sudden the government came out and said there's an alien spacecraft coming, do you think the population would just lose their absolute minds? Or do you think people won't believe it? I know a lot of religious people would probably lose their shit. I personally would like to tell them, yo, go back, you don't want to be here, these people are crazy. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm kind of thinking people were probably like, yeah, whatever. You know, it's kind of funny. I used to talk this to other people I have these conversations with. I'd be like, say it's like a new alien race that's coming toward us, but there's a couple other alien races that are probably telling them, like, turn around, go back. You don't want to go there. You know? No, turn around. Don't make yourselves known. I don't think I can handle another race just like us. We got enough problems as it is. Yeah, that's true, Raccoon. You know, that's possible. It also could be just an empty ship floating in space. You know, like the old theory is that we as humans are not, this is not our original planet. Because we're like the only species on the planet that burns in the sun. Where like all the other animals and stuff don't like get sunburn, or they don't like, they don't react to the sun like we do. So the theory is that we came from Mars. You know? I don't know. And then there was a big war on Mars, and then the survivors split and went to other planets. So that's kind of like the theory. Because I was watching the one video where they said that, like, there's no species on this planet that burns from our sun. So if we're not from Mars, we're from another planet. I don't know. I think it would be fun to see the craziness if aliens were real. Well, there's ideas that like animals, you know, they stay in the shade, but they're out in the sun all day long. But they have natural immunity to the sun, you know. like fur, thick skins, stuff like that. Okay, so hippos get sunburn. All right, well then maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I just was listening to a video how like we're not originally from this planet. I mean, there's so much. All right, so remember last like stream we were talking, and I said there was an ancient civilization before us, um, and you know like the World Fair and all that stuff, all those old buildings. Like we don't make that kind of architecture anymore. Like we don't make buildings like that anymore. So we definitely had a civilization before us, but they wiped out that history. Like, if you go back to the old World Fair pictures and you see all the buildings, like, they don't make buildings like that anymore. I don't even think people would know how to make that type of architecture. Once again, I forget what they called this previous civilization. I should have saved the video. Really? Huh. Well, over in Antarctica, they showed pictures that there was uh pyramids there, and then over what is it like Tibet or something? There's pyramids there too. Yeah, if you go online and look, there's pictures that they've taken pictures of Antarctica, and in the structures, it looks like there's pyramids there, and they're lined up exactly like the pyramids in Egypt. You know? Well, there's a bunch of people who claim they figure out how they built the pyramids, but I was watching a video. So here's another thing, too, that's kind of crazy. You notice how they've gotten rid of all bells? Like, you know, bells in churches, bells in schools, bells in your towns. They've gotten rid of bells because they believe that the bell sound is like a cleansing. It like cleanses the spirit. And they also said that they used bell and sound vibrations to lift up the bricks. You know, all the bricks for the pyramids. There was an experimental video where they used sound, and the sound lifted up the crazy heavy brick that would never be able to be lifted. So there's another theory going around that they got rid of all the bells in every country because of this. So, like, I remember growing up, there was always a bell in the town at like 12 o'clock. The bell would ring, you know, back in the 80s and early 90s. And then all of a sudden, they just got rid of all that stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of like the theory that the powers that be are getting rid of all of the bells. Yeah, that's the whole thing about Antarctica. That there is a tree that no country will go against that treaty in Antarctica. And if you were to fly over there as a civilian, you'd be gunned down right away. Wasn't there like a couple Russians that like flew the plane over there and they got gunned down or something? Well, here in America, they got rid of all the bells. You don't hear any bells anymore. The churches here used to do it all the time growing up, but not anymore. At least in my areas, there's no bell stuff for any religion, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going over in Antarctica that you're not allowed to go there. You can't even, like, if you were a billionaire and you had a ship and you wanted to go to Antarctica just to go, you can't do it. They'll gun you down right away. And the only planes that can go to Antarctica is there's a special airport, I guess, over in Russia, and those are the only planes that are allowed to fly there, I guess. That, like, whatever country wants to go. Well, that's what it is, Scott. They believe that the bells cleanse you, and they don't want to do that now. Like, supposedly, there's pictures of, like, bell graveyards now, where, like, churches and all these places send their bells to. But yeah, the world is changing, so, and I think this alien stuff is going to really cause some shit. It's gonna be fun to watch, though, I'll say that. It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. They also said that there's like a big, huge hole in Antarctica that goes into Middle Earth. And that's kind of why they have the treaty there. And the civilization that lives there told them, you know. Probably the reptilians. Hey, what's up, White Devil? How's it going? Yeah, send them, Terrell. I'm always down to watch that stuff. Well, the one theory is the rulers of the world, which they claim is the, you know, the Rothschilds and all them. They're the ones who live in Antarctica, and they're the ones who are ruling the world. Like, the theory is, back in the day, I forgot that traveler's name. He was like a boat guy. He traveled to Antarctica, and when he got there, they told him to get the hell out. Because there was like alien races that he's never seen before in technology or something. You got hacked? What the hell are you doing, man? Were you on a naughty site? Or you didn't give some guy that was telling you he had billions of dollars in the bank and He needed you to send money. Oh, X account. Alright. Well, it's X. Who the hell cares about X? Oh, that was the name? Jacko's costume? No, was it costume? I don't know, maybe. Pete, about 9/11? Well, I mean, back in the day when 9/11 came out, I always said it was an inside job. My thing is, and I know 9/11's sensitive and everything, but how is it that Building 5 came down when nothing hit it, you know? One theory is that the World Trade Center was the biggest heist in all of the world. Because that's where all the gold was, right? And nothing made sense with that. Was it Building 7? Okay. Yeah, because like the Trade Center was here, and then like Build 7 was over there. You know, I don't know. It always goes back to conspiracy theories that everything that's happening, they're never telling us the whole story. But they're telling us the whole story in movies. Like, what is it? The old theory is that the aliens that, like, have the, like, all the alien races, they told the people who run this world that you have to tell people the truth. But the way they tell us the truth is in movies, so we always think it's fake. But it's actually the truth. Because they said truth is stranger than fiction. So... And then there's also theories that the humans are royalty because we possessed every bloodline of every alien race. We're a mix of... We're a social experiment that all the aliens got together and they gave all the DNA to one species and we have all their DNA. That's like another theory going around. But if that's the case, it made us crazy. Yeah, it's silver. It's silly, but it's fun to talk about. I love it. It's just, it's better to have fun with this stuff than actually like trying to watch movies and TV shows these days because they're all crap. So this is like a lot more fun to me. You could go to Antarctica on a cruise ship, but you can't actually get on land and cross the wall. Like, you're not allowed on Antarctica. Like, maybe they might let you on, like, the very edge of, like, a cruise type thing. But you can't actually get your own plane and your own boat and go to Antarctica and walk the land. You will be shot. Because if you were allowed to do it, there would be people doing it all the time. I don't know, I love this stuff. I love the conspiracy stuff. It was funny, too, because a lot of this stuff was very popular. And then when 9/11 happened, George Bush demanded that, you know, they take X-Files off the air because of all the conspiracy stuff. Hey, Toon. No, this is a finishing solution. It's with it's what Ave sells for their sculpt. Yeah, it's you know, that was the thing about the whole 9/11 thing is when people would question everything, the government and the people, the news would be like, you can't question our authority. It's like, well, we are the people and we want to question it and we want to know, but they were like, no, 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 you can't answer, you can't ask questions. So that's kind of like the problem, you know? It's like, we're asking questions and we want to know the truth, but we're being vilified for asking, that type of stuff. So that was a big thing back then, you know? Like you were just supposed to listen to the media and that was it. There was also theories. Alright, so what was that? Was it it was remember I think it was the fourth Die Hard movie when he was in like Russia, or which one, when they were taking all the trucks and stealing the gold. There was a lot of people talking about there was a lot of trucks coming from the World Trade Center before it went down. So yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, I don't stay up at night and lose sleep over this stuff, but it's fun to ask questions. Gold theft was 3, yeah. So that was one of the biggest things that on the conspiracy sites was it was the biggest heist in history. You know. Then another theory was the economy was going to crash. It was going to crash hard. And that's why they did this, because it kind of reset everything. That was another theory. There's so many theories going around, you know. Oh, the COVID stuff? Yeah, that was another, my whole theory about the COVID stuff was it was another attempt to brainwash everybody and control. I was telling family members that this is not a pandemic. If you see bodies in the streets that are being burned, that's a pandemic. To me, I'm sorry. Just getting a cough, and yeah, I know it's going to piss people off and they're going to get upset and whatever, but I mean, if it's like, if I have to like burn bodies because if it's a pandemic, it's different. That's how I see it. Yeah, and of course this week with Charlie Kirk, that's see, like I think we're kind of on the like I always say, the Illuminati, they have that coin. You have the left, you have the right, and you got the side of the coin. Whenever one's tipping one way or the other, they always pit the other against the other. You know, I don't know. I think the world is just going to shit. So I mean, if aliens do show up, maybe we'll see what happens. But yeah, whatever we're being told, it's kind of like a fraction. What was I was watching this one video. I think it was like a coast to coast video, and the guy said he worked for the government and he learned a lot of the secrets of humanity, and he said that if the truth came out tomorrow about the existence of humanity and really what's going on, he said 45% of the population would commit suicide. And the other population would either accept it or just go nutty. Yeah, so it's so that's kind of like the theory. And I think he said about 10% of the people would accept it and move on with their lives. So it could be like, you know, we're just, what was that movie? The movie with, what's her name? She was in that 70s show. I think it was her. And she was like a queen from Saturn or something. And these people would harvest humans off of planets for, like, to stay young. Like, somebody says that that's kind of like what we are, just cattle. So, because a lot of our history is gone. Yeah, Jupiter's ascendant, I think that's what it was. Like, that's kind of like, you know, like, our history is, like, gone. Like, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're just, like, we came to be, you know? So. Oh, those bugs? The ones that they tell you you have to kill if you see them. Another theory too is, did you guys hear this? I love this conspiracy theory stuff. I love it. So you know how they wanted everybody to get the vaccine for the COVID. They wanted everybody to take this experimental drug. We haven't been able to cure cancer or other these diseases in like 50 to 100 years, but we were able to have a vaccine for a COVID flu within a month. They said that the new Wi-Fi, what is it, Wi-Fi 7? Is it Wi-Fi 7 now? Like, what is like for phones, like G5 or something, whatever it is? Like 7 actually can pinpoint the human body that got the COVID vaccines. Like, there's a program that you can install on your phone, and it can actually pinpoint people who got the vaccine. 5G, so I think they said it was like 7G can do it. And that's kind of like some futuristic crazy crap, you know? Pete, I wouldn't focus on the people that are in front of you. I would focus on the people behind them to see the puppet masters. Even back in the day, all the past presidents and politicians, like, I've always said it, if you watch all the old presidents, you watch all the old, speeches, look at the people in the room. Look at the people around the presidents, the politicians, all those important people. There's always people around them that you don't know who those people are. And you'll never know who those people are. So it's always the puppet masters, you know? Oh yeah, Raz, that's why I always said just sit back, watch what happens, and just keep sculpting and having fun while you can. When the aliens come and they want to harvest us, just run with it, I guess. Yeah, like, I don't want to get too much into the Charlie Kirk stuff this week because of everything that's going on. I think this is going to spark a civil war, though. I think that's what they want. They want everybody divided, and they've been doing it for years. The only thing I guess I would say I'm upset about this week is the amount of people in the comic industry and the video game industry that are psycho. Like, times like this, even growing up in the 80s and 90s, whenever we had like Desert Storm and all that stuff, I'd always go back to comic books to escape from all that reality shit, And now you can't escape the comic books because the people inject everything and their beliefs into the comic book industry. And that's what I'm upset about. Times like this is when I want to just like turn off the news, turn off the TV, sit back and read comics. But you can't do that now because you pick up a comic book, it's some kind of social or political thing in there. So That's kind of what is upsetting me the most. I'm kind of sick of just people just, you know, like I would kill to work for like DC or Marvel as a kid. That was like my dream, and you know, if I had that chance to do it, I would keep my mouth shut and just kind of like, I love this comic book character, I love this character, I want to make this story, and that's what I would do. But people just can't, they don't care about that. They just want to say, well, I believe this and I have to let you know what I believe, and we have to make this comic book character believe what I believe, you know. And that's why I think comic books are ruined these days. That's why when I go to comic book shows, I don't look at anything new to buy. I end up buying, I have like 30 copies of this first appearance Power Girl, because when I go to shows, this is all I buy now. It's like, I don't look for anything new anymore. And all the old artists and writers are either passing on or they don't do shows anymore, so I can't, you know, the new people just, they put too much political shit. Yeah, the manga stuff is where it's at. You know, it's a lot more fun and everything, but I don't know. Maybe aliens coming down will solve our problems. Who knows? I think we need to turn off social media as a species for a while and just get some hobbies going. Yeah, I think people are, I don't know. I'll have to check it out, Raz. If I have time. I never have time for anything. I'm just always working. I don't know. I just want to go back to escapism, you know, just being able to pick up a comic book and just go into a different world and a fantasy. I don't think people these days have an imagination anymore. I think they're so focused on political and social and all this stuff, they don't know how to walk away from that. The age difference for Magneto and Rogue, probably, I think they said it was like, what, 15 to 20 year difference? Something like that. That's the other thing about comics, is all these new writers, they don't know the history of the characters. They come in and they're like, well, I believe this character should be like this now, and that, for 30 years, the character was never written like that. And they come in and they're just like, well, I believe it should be like this. And they ruin it, you know? She's too old. Yeah, that's the problem, Raz. They don't want you to have an imagination anymore. Like I always said, it's a modern age book burning now, you know? I don't know. I think Marvel and DC, they need to really look at the people they're hiring and see if they love the comic book industry. I think they're just hiring people for either stupid agendas or that this person's going to be cheap to work on the book, you know? I think they need to go back to find people who love the industry and that are going to put their heart and soul into it. I think they pushed out all those people, and the people that are left are just, they don't know what they're doing. Well, they know what they're doing, but they don't care what we want. It's kind of sad, too. Like I said, growing up, too, like, comic books, if you like comic books, you were like a geek and a loser, but it was still something to escape from. But now, people just can't keep their mouths shut. We need a time machine, guys. We gotta get a time machine, and we gotta go back to the 80s and 90s. I'll reread everything all over again every week. I don't care. I remember comic books were fun. Whether they were 7, 10, 15 cents an issue, $1 an issue. I just remember being able to go there every week, and I also like the old way of you could pick up an issue one week and it could be a self-contained issue. It was fun, entertaining, and it didn't have to worry about buying 30 more issues to get the story. But nowadays, like I was watching the one video, they make comics now where it's made to be a trade paperback, and they stretch out the story and it just becomes crap. Well, in another theory, we are living in the AI now. We are part of the machine. We are in the Matrix. That's what they're saying. One theory, too, that's another cool theory, is in 2020 the world ended, and we're all living in the simulation now, but the simulation is breaking down, and that's why everybody's going nuts. So that's another theory going around, which is possible. So we are in the Matrix right now, guys, and it's on Windows Vista, and it's crapping out on us. So be ready. Another thing too, so I want to ask you this, guys. I was watching a video. Does it feel like the days are going by faster now? Like, it seems like the days are, even though we have a 24-hour day, it seems like it's going by faster. They said that, like, the Matrix is so screwed up, it's like moving faster now. See, we turned this channel into a conspiracy theory sculpting channel. I like it. It's fun. Yeah, they said that the Matrix is screwed up and we are moving a lot faster. So I don't think it's part of getting older. I think it feels like things are just moving fast. See, you know, the weird thing about that, Terrell, is I have younger cousins that even say now they feel like the days are going faster, but they're like in their 20s though. So, and I've talked to other people too. I don't know. Maybe it's something they're putting in the water. It's a possibility. Whatever it is, you guys better get your asses in gear and get your statues done. Because when the aliens come, they're not going to allow us to use these chemicals anymore. Well, that's the other theory now. They said that we're already in a black hole. And that's why we can't leave in space. Because we're stuck in a black hole. I still like... So Terrell sent me a couple videos and I've seen them on Instagram. I love the flat earth theory where our planet is a big huge rock in space. But our part right here where we are is in a bubble. And that's why we live in a dome. They call it the... what do they call the dome? The firmament. And you can't leave the firmament. But on this big rock in space, there is other bubbles and firmaments of civilizations. So that's kind of like the... I love that sci-fi theory. Actually, you know what? I should get one of those links and put it in chat so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I love this theory stuff. It's so much fun. Hold on. And the funny thing is like, if I talk to somebody who's like, you're friggin' crazy, it's not real. I'm like, well, it doesn't have to be real. It's just fun. You know? So is this... Yeah, here we go. This is one of the ones that Terrell sent me. This is like the theory. I love this. I love this theory stuff. Now, if you watch that video, whether it's real or not, doesn't that feel like a better sci-fi short than anything sci-fi movies are putting out these days? Well, yeah, that's the idea, Toon, is like we live in a firmament. And it's kind of like a bubble, like a, you know, Truman Show, except aliens are the ones that are doing it. But I love that whole sci-fi look to that thing. It's awesome. Yeah, I just love the look of it. Like, I would love them to like make like a TV show or movie like that, you know? But if they won't do it because people will be like, "Oh my God, you're a nut. It's not real." But yeah, there's a lot of videos like that on Instagram now, and they're like really really fun to look at. Telling you, we're just pretty much sea monkeys living in a glass tube. That's all we are. Someday the powers that be are going to shake the glass tube. Tune, the sideshow Jessica Rabbits? Probably not, because I can't find those anymore. And if you do, they're way too expensive. Unless somebody sends me one, I could do it. But they're just way, way too expensive. But there is another Jessica Rabbit sculpt that I saw. I'll show it to you now. I was thinking after this batch, trying one of these. I think it was on Cults. Let me see. This one. This Jessica Rabbit, they have a bunny owl version. I was thinking of trying some customs off of that one. There's been a couple people that sculpted a Jessica Rabbit in the 3D file from the sideshow, but it's only got the cloth on. It's not nude, so it's a little bit more difficult. Yeah, I would love to do more. And I say to this day, if I had known that statue would blow up like it did, I would have bought like 30 of them. Because at the time I started them, they were only like $100 a piece, $150. But now they're like $2,000 or more. Yeah, pretty much Devastator. We're pretty much a reality TV show for the aliens. They're probably like, what are these idiots gonna do today? You know? And the funny thing is, a lot of us are sitting down, waking up in the morning, being like, alright, what are these idiots gonna do today? So, I think we're saying the same thing the aliens are saying. Well, yeah, you may be boring, but the other idiots aren't. Later, White Devil. Yeah. But the problem is we have to know what they look like because we might offend them. At least I know I would offend them. They're like, why does that friggin' little alien sculpt have big booty? They'd be like, why did he put a boob window on the alien sculpt, you know? That's true. But no, my luck they would. I have bad luck with stuff. So, like I said, I'm pretty sure after this video, someone will kind of get pissed off of me talking about flat Earth. I have a funny feeling if the aliens came, they would see the foods we eat and the stuff we do, and it would be like, what the hell is... Alright, for like example, if you guys go on YouTube and you look up like these sci-fi alien stories about Florida men, aliens come down and they're so advanced, but they see like us riding an alligator, and they're like, what the hell is wrong with these people? And look up stories about aliens and humans saying hold my beer. They're the funniest stories ever on YouTube. I'll you know what, I'll find one for you now. It's there's one channel I listen to. It cracks me up. It's just so damn funny. I'll put you guys down this rabbit hole. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. No, it's not it. Gotta go into my favorites.
No one in the Galactic Federation.
Hey guys, it's Lance from X Sound Solutions.
Oh, no, stop. Stop it. No.
Hey guys,
stop it.
No one in the...
There we go. Alright, so I'll put you guys down this rabbit hole. I like listening to these type of videos. Alright. There you go. So those type of videos, they do like, it's fun to listen to them while I'm working. And they make fun of humans, like aliens coming down talking to humans. And like, you know, like if we became part of the Galactic Council. And it's always like humans doing the stupidest things. So I listen to a lot of that stuff, which is funny. So enjoy. If you're bored and you want to listen to something stupid. Basically what it is, it's kind of like probably like Reddit stories, and then people make like little YouTube videos off of it. Yeah, I would pretty much say so, Devastator. I'm pretty sure if there is aliens, they're like, you got to keep those backwater wackos away from us. So you remember that movie? It's the Will Smith movie with the aliens, right? That first one. So remember when the aliens were in the city and everybody was on the rooftops cheering, welcoming them? That's kind of like how some humans would be, and when they come down and they just start killing everybody. It goes back to even people, if there was whatchamacallit, zombies, they would be like, zombies lives matters, you know, and they would try to protect zombies from being killed. So no, the one with Will Smith. In the beginning, when the aliens showed up, everybody was on the rooftops cheering. Yeah, Independence Day, that's it. That's it. Yeah, I don't think we'll get those. You know what would be funny? Is if the aliens show up, right? And it's basically just like CGI men in like fake makeup and stuff. And then all of a sudden, like, the mask falls off. You know, or they're filming them in the studio and they screw up. And everyone's like, what the hell is this shit? That would be hilarious. But I'm ready. I don't know about you guys. I am ready. Or to be like that, what was it? Twilight Zone episode? Where it was the aliens came, but it was a cookbook. V? Oh my god, yeah, I grew up watching V. Not the new V, the old V. The old V. That was, it's one of my favorite shows as a kid. To serve man, yeah. Devastator, I'd be okay with that. I'd be fine with that. Really? Yeah, I love the old V. That old V was awesome. You know what it was? It was so different back in the day. You know, it was like aliens are among us and the mask would come off and you'd see the lizard underneath. It was so freaking cool. Yeah, but I'm sure if the aliens did that and they left, everybody would be like, yo, take me with you. To, like, get me away from these people. Aliens should be like, nah, you're on your own, dude. Alien Nation, I don't remember. I might have seen it, but I don't remember it off the top of my head right now. You'd have to remind me a little bit more, I would think. Now, X-Files. Yeah, see, the only problem is when X-Files was around the 90s, but I was in art school a lot, so I was only able to get X-Files. See, the thing is, we're never going to get shows like those anymore. It's a damn shame. Scratches. There's also a lot of naughty alien movies too. We won't go into those though. That's a different type of website channel. They are? I have no faith in whatever the hell they make. Yeah, you don't have to go to that room anymore. You just type it in YouTube. No, not YouTube, on the online, on Google. And you can find all those old movies if you want to. Just don't do it at work. I don't want to get blamed for you guys getting in trouble at work because you were looking up some naughty stuff. Alright? You save that stuff for when you're home. You save that stuff for when you're home, so when the FBI is watching you on your own site, they can laugh at you. So. Carpets? Well, if that's your choice to just kind of get the whole house dirty, that's up to you. I won't judge you. It's your choice. That sounds like you're inviting some friends over, and they're not being very clean, so just ask them to clean up. That's all I can say. All right. Okay. So we got a lot done on her. Grab something to drink real quick. Sticky navy blue carpets? Wow, your store really didn't care. What did they do? Go in there with a hazmat suit to refill the store? Okay, she is coming along pretty well, so pretty happy with this so far. Yeah, once it's cured, I sanded some. You could see I sanded here a bit. It's hard to tell, but over in here it was very rough, so I sanded some of that down. But a lot of this I'm leaving rough because I don't want it to look clean. The shorts, kind of the same thing. I'm gonna sand some of this down, like these lines here. But I'm not gonna like sand. But you could see before I put these lines up, I sanded some of this down. It's a little bit dusty white. That's kind of what I sand. I don't really wet sand too much unless I need to. I usually just dry sand because, for one, if it's not a summer day and I'm in the garage, I can't put the hose on with a bucket of water. I don't have a slop sink in my house, and I don't want to get too much of this residue in the pipes. But if I had to sand something a lot, like really sand it, and I wanted to wet sand, what I'll do is on a summer day, I'll fill up like some water in the Home Depot bucket, and then I'll wet sand. But I try not to get too much crap in the pipes in the house, if I can afford, not to. But if I had like a slop sink, like in a garage, I would set up a screen where I can wet sand, but like a lot of like stuff would get caught in the screen. But yeah, so I'm going to have to start planning the base some more. I'm going to do the hair probably sort of last. We got to start getting the base going. So I got to start working on that next, I think. And then once the base is kind of situated, we'll put the straps around with the pouch. Figure out what to do with the arms a bit with these pieces. And then I can start doing the hair. go back to Peach. Where I put it over here. Nail sander filters? What are those? Never heard of those. Where's my Peach pictures? Where's my Peach pictures? I don't have any over here. Ah, never heard of those before. I think though, a lot of the stuff I sand is very, very heavy. So, I guess I gotta... I don't know, the system I came up with works for me, I guess. You know? I think what I came up with, I'm pretty happy. Well, I rigged up my shop vac with the Home Depot bucket, and I sand over that, and it sucks up all the dust through that bucket system I have. So that's kind of the way I sand a lot of my stuff down. Because I'd work on such big stuff, I need to have it where I can turn the item. So if I do it in the bathroom, I have a very small sink, so I would actually hit this all over the sink. That's another problem I have. So, okay, so this is kind of why I got this thing here. So I can start. So this is kind of why I wanted to have this little iPad next to me so I can see what I'm referencing. So I'm thinking of doing the cuffs like that and the collar sort of like that, but I have to build the neck out. So I think I could do the cuffs first and go from there. Yeah, her neck has to be thickened up some. I broke off the hair piece because of the fit. Oh, I also got these in the mail today too. So I'm gonna do it like that picture. I got these earrings, the ball bearing earrings. So these will kind of go there on her ears. I'm gonna see if I can find bigger ones than these. I'm gonna take a look. They gotta have maybe bigger ones that'll work. That was only like $3. So, because these coming down, the other one broke. I'd rather have it on the ear. But yeah, I think we're gonna do the cuffs like that. So all I need to do is mix up some age and sort of build out the cuff area. And then we can thicken up the neck when it cures. And then we could kind of sculpt the neck, sort of. I think I want to probably have to break off this piece too. I don't want to. I'll try not to, but we'll see. We shall see. And then I have a couple references for the midsection, but we'll work on the top first. The eaves I was using is thick, so let me go flatten this. Alright. So let's try not to mix up too much age because I don't need that much. Hold on, let's see, got a bunch of emails in. Oh, Raz, are you in chat? I got your email. Check it out. And I actually think I'm gonna ship out the kit tomorrow. I got it packed. I just gotta slap it up, put it in the mail. So while I'm streaming, is there any real world news going on that... Some new stuff? Because I know this week's been crazy. Kind of curious if I'm missing out on anything right now. Kind of thinking it's going to be like one of those nights where once I stop streaming, I go catch up and it's like craziness still. Pete, for skin tones, I use Formula P3 and whatchamacallit, acryl. I'll show you in a second. I actually started painting that Superwoman. Hold on, give me a second. Let me get this on here, and then I'll show you. I heard about the UFO bouncing missiles. I'm just kind of curious if there's any more craziness going on. It's been a very crazy week. I'm just kind of curious. Oh no, don't want to get any surprises when I get off the stream later tonight. That's all. You guys are my eyes and ears at the moment. You know, we're talking about aliens and stuff. I'm kind of, no, my luck. You guys are like all quiet and there's like aliens and no one's saying anything. You guys gotta let me know this stuff. Virtual Boy? Ah, man, I don't remember Virtual Boy. I vaguely remember Virtual Boy. So I started painting her up. Hopefully it's so I use Formula P3 Rhine Flesh. It's called Privateer or whatever. And then in this bottle with that, I mixed some flesh from Badger, and I mixed some flesh tones from Pro Acrylic Tan Flesh and Pale Flesh. So this is, I do a lot of mixtures and blending, so I don't have like a perfect formula. But this is kind of what I use for her. And then I gave her sort of like a satin matte varnish to make her a little bit shiny, not super flat. So that's kind of what I use for my flesh tones right now. But so far, my best fleshes are Formula P3 and these Pro Acryls. So far, I love these paints. So and then I started painting the Power Girl bodies too, so it's sort of the same thing. So I started painting up these bodies. It's kind of hard to see with the camera. So A little bit more to work on, Power Girl. But I have a bunch of other colors and stuff too. Oh, flesh tones, but that's kind of what I'm using. You know what's going to happen is Virtual Boy is going to be the Skynet. So we all thought that Skynet would take over. It's going to be Nintendo. Nintendo's going to be the one to take over everything. Yeah, it would be funny if Mario and, you know, Bowser take over the world. At this point, I think humans would be like, if something took over the world, I think most people or young people would be like, yeah, as long as I can stay on TikTok, I don't care. Yeah, pixels, basically, exactly. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be okay working for Nintendo. I think we would. I think a lot. I think if like Skynet or Virtual Boy took over the world, and all of a sudden they became sentient, and they're like, "We're gonna take over you humans," and everybody would be like, "All right, whatever." Skynet would get all confused, like, "Wait, what?" Like, yeah, whatever, take over. We don't want to deal with this shit anymore. Skynet wouldn't know what they're getting themselves into. Primer, I use a Duplicolor filler primer. I'll grab the can in a second. It's basically car paint primer. You can use whatever you have, but I like Duplicolor the way it goes on and the way it dries, and I like the gray and I like using this pink reddish over the gray. So it's a Duplicolor filler primer out of a can. They also have red oxide, which is pretty much the same thing. It's just a red color, but I like using this stuff because it goes on very smooth. It bonds very well. It dries fairly fast and even, and it wet sands amazingly. So I use Krylon, I've used Rust-Oleum, I've used Tamiya, I've used stuff out of the airbrush, but this so far is the best stuff I use. So if you see all this light gray on my statues, this is what I'm using. If you could get it in your country, I would suggest trying it. If you can't, then you gotta find something that works for you. But there's a lot of guys in chat that use other stuff that works for them. So I mean, it all depends on what you use and what works best. But for me, that's kind of what I use. The only downside is when you start using the safety solvent, you can see it pulls up the primer. But when I'm doing stuff like this, it doesn't matter. Well, finishing solution, not safety solvent. I keep forgetting they changed the name. Yeah, I don't like using black as a base. I know Vallejo has that black primer you can get out of a bottle and spray, but I don't like the color black as a base, plus that stuff was too tacky. I like Duplicolor because it dries fairly fast. Like when I say fast, I could prime something, and if you don't have a really high moisture environment, it could dry up in a good 15 minutes almost. In an hour, it's pretty much ready to go. So that's kind of why I like Duplicolor. Like I said, I've tried everything almost. Krylon was a nightmare to work with. Rust-Oleum seems to never cure correctly. I'm not really a fan out of the airbrush when I could just spray a spray can. Yeah, it's probably still called safety solvent, but it's the same thing. They just changed the name. It's not like it's like a different formula, so you're fine. Stores? Not by me. By me, it seems like there's more and more people moving here than ever, and it's driving me nuts. It seems like people are probably moving out of New York and stuff into New Jersey. They're building like crazy. The stores are getting more packed with people. When I first moved here, it was nice and quiet because it was, you know, down the shore. It was more of a just a summer area, but now it's an all year long area. So now, for me, it seems like there's more people than ever. You want to take them? I'll send them your way. And I work from home, so when I need to go to like the store, I could go like on a Wednesday at like 10 o'clock, you know, and not have to deal with people at night. And it still seems like there's more people than ever. So well, good for you. I mean, it's for me, it's a lot of people. See, it used to be like when I first moved down here, if I would go to the store on like a Wednesday at 10, it was just a lot of, I would just miss the elderly crowd. Because the older people would go to the store like at 8 o'clock, you know? But now it seems I'm getting a lot more of the almost working class people, I guess. So I'm wondering if they're moving down here and they're getting like work from home jobs. It's possible, from like New York and stuff. I know I don't know about your areas, but around here they've knocked down a lot of woods and they're building a lot of like condo type of places, almost looking like apartments, but they're like condos, I guess. I don't know, and I guess they're considered more affordable housing, and just too many people are moving in, and the road is not made for all these people. It's more of an old highway for summer people. So you can take them. Come get them. I'll let them know you're coming to get them. Yeah, down over here they're knocking down a lot of woods and they're building. I guess from what I understand, for every apartment complex they build, they have to include or build a low income housing area. I think that's kind of like the rule around this place, this kind of area, you know, in Jersey. So I mean, I'm not saying it's bad for low-income housing, but the area is not made for it. That's the problem. This area is not made for heavy flow congestion. You know, there's not like public transportation for people. There's really even like no offices. So I'm not really sure where people are going to work around the area. Later, Pete. Take it easy. The good thing is my house will go up in value. That's a good thing. But it's still, I guess the idea is down the line when I'm priced out of the area and I'm too old, sell the house and then move into some kind of elderly, like 55 and older community out of state or something, you know? Or just croak, one or the other, whatever comes first. I'm thinking being thrown in the furnace will happen first. If I croak on the stream, guys, one day, make sure you don't let me just sit here. Call the authorities. Alright? That's all I'm asking you guys. Yeah, Sky, everything's going up. Jersey's the worst state in the country for taxes and to live. And sadly, it's not like I had a choice. I was born here. I should have moved out when I lost my job back in 2012, but I just bought the house. Oh yeah, they're definitely coming in to take out the statues. I know that already. They don't care what happens to me. I told them they have to anyway because my cousin will end up just throwing them in the trash. He doesn't know what they're worth. I heard in Florida they were talking about abolishing property tax once you pay off your house or something. Oh, that's amazing if that was the case. New Jersey will just double it probably if you pay off your house. New Jersey already taxing you if you leave the state. They want to tax you. It's like if you live here and then you want to move, they want to tax you or something. I think it is. I'm like, what the hell? Like, if I don't want to live in the state anymore, you're gonna tax me because of that to move? State is horrible. Yeah, but the heist of what? What are we talking? Are we talking, the greatest statue heist, resin heist. You know, I don't think we're we're hitting the Fort Knox or anything, but are we gonna hit like Diamond and take all the comics? Like, what kind of what are we looking at here? Are we going after Heritage Comics for some Superman #1s? Are we gonna go and steal all the black bag Superman comic books in the world and retire early? I don't know. You let me know, and we'll start planning. Are they in New Jersey? No, they're not in New Jersey. I thought they were like in Virginia or Connecticut or something, right? No, there's no way they're in Jersey. They can't be. If they're in New Jersey and they still can't get comic books out to the vendors here, then they got a problem. Yeah, I wouldn't even think about the dollar. I'm thinking more practical for us, you know. You know, maybe a paintbrush art store, something like that. Like, it still could be the greatest heist in history. It just not might make, you know, in the level of diamonds and gold, you know? Well, hell, I mean, over in California, you can loot stores up to $950, so, you know, if we hit, like, the $1,500 mark, we're doing pretty good, you know? Bitcoin? Yeah. Maryland? Okay. Yeah, no, I don't, the only things that are in New Jersey is the refineries for gas. I don't really think there's any, like, major companies in New Jersey like that. Dogecoin? Nah, I think we could do a heist of, I think we should, like I said, we could go back to a statue coin. You know, like a resin coin. Bit resin. That's what we could call it, bit resin. Yeah, there's not much in New Jersey. Even isn't like Atlantic City, New Jersey, like a ghost town now? Didn't they say like there's like no one there anymore? Not really much here anymore. We do have the Jersey Devil. That's about it. Running around in the woods somewhere. Alright, it looks a little off now because of the neck, but I think if we fix up the neck and add a little bit more to it, I think it'll pull off pretty well. Yeah, I didn't go with the balloon look at the top right. I don't think the balloon look would look correct. That's kind of more when I went with the pink. I think the balloon would look weird, especially with pink. It's a little bit bigger on that side though. Maybe I should take it down some. Hey JC, how's it going? Get spammed by some people. What the hell are they sending me now? You mean also the back of her head too? She's missing that. Damn, it got hot all of a sudden. I guess the wind died down out there. It was a cool day today. All of a sudden, it's just... Looking outside, there's no wind anymore. Hope it's not one of those nights where I have to put on the AC. Been loving these nice cool nights. But fall is here though, I'll say that much. Leaves are already coming down. Which sucks, because I'm going to have to start doing leaves now outside. Seasons need to give me a break. Every time it's just doesn't stop. Yeah, it looks better back there a little more. Yeah, once we get the neck done, it'll look better. The only problem with my leaves is I'm by the woods, so no matter how much you do, until you get to that point where the leaves aren't coming down anymore, you can't get rid of them. I usually have to do like the leaves, I try to do it 3 times a year. When they start coming down and it gets semi-bad, I do it. And then I wait till it kind of gets a little bit more. And then just before we get rid of that really cold weather and there's no more leaves coming down, and I do it the 3rd time. Otherwise, if you do it every week, it just blows back. Because we get those crazy windstorms, and then all those leaves just come right back onto the property. Yeah, sadly, from the back of my house here and to the left of it, it's just all woods and high trees. I would love to take them down, but oh well. Oh man. Yeah, this head worked perfect on the body. I really do like this head. Of course, we're gonna tweak it some with the earrings and stuff. So it's gonna look good. Plus, once we get the neck finished too, the neck is a little bit off, but once the neck is good. So, alright, so it's not hitting it too much, so. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, I was worried that the hair would hit that cuff, but it's a good thing I took it down. Yeah, it's gonna work. Good, that worked out good. I'm glad I took a lot of that cuff down. It would have hit. Awesome. Yeah, alright. So what I need to do is build up the neck. I'm gonna have to pop off this earring. I broke off that hair piece because I knew it was gonna hit, so I gotta redo that hair. Yeah. I think once we get the collar, I think I'm gonna do something like this collar over here. This collar. I think that'll look kinda cool. Maybe. Something like that. But yeah, she's coming together. I'm really liking the way this turned out. Once the cuffs are cured, I'll sand them down a little bit to give it more of that smoother look. Like, you know, the pink picture up over there. And then we'll start working on the, you know, once I get the collar done, we'll start doing line work. And then we'll kind of start working on this section here. I did have this one picture. Where'd it go? Is this it? Yeah. So yeah, so I got this sort of thinking of something like that in the center. You know? Something like that. Got a couple ideas for that part. Got to work on her. Yeah, a lot more to go. But the head looks good. I'm not gonna do any cami work today because I'm tapped. I'm sweating like crazy. It just got so hot in here. But her anatomy and everything is, I'm happy with it. I think the cuffs look good on her. Oh, I know what I needed to do while I have some Aves. So when I sanded her down, I screwed up and I sanded too much of her hand. Kind of show you in this direction. So what happened was I curved this too much here. I screwed that up. That's a lot better. That looks better. So that looks, yeah. Much better. How much use do I have here? Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to sculpt the neck like a normal. I have to pull off that earring and work on the neck. This is, I think, it's still soft anyway. Semi-soft. At least the magnet works pretty good, so that's good. I was worried about with that amount of hair, but since I put a pretty strong magnet in there and I give enough meat for the rod, that'll work. So yeah, so I think this Peach head is probably my favorite so far out of a lot of the sculpts I've seen. So it's pretty cool now with this Peach head, and then that one Bowsette sculpt that just came out from ES Monster, the head sculpt on that. Yeah, the Peach head, they did a Peach too. So those heads are actually really great. So if I ever want to do another Peach sculpt on a different body, those head sculpts are pretty spot on. So that opens up possibilities down the line too, which is good. So while I got some A's, I chopped down all this hair earlier before the string because there's no way it's gonna fit. All day long I hear the acorns hitting my roof. Superwoman? You like the Superwoman I'm working on? I'm pretty happy with her so far. I just want to get her done. So that's why this week I started working on, which we'll call it Superwoman and Power Girl, because I need to get the Power Girl done. Figured let me paint both of them up at the same time. Alright, let me wash out these brushes real quick. I want to show you guys the Medusa. What we did with it. I really like the way it came out so far. Let's turn that off. Throw that up there. Alright, I want to show you Medusa. Medusa's coming out awesome. Starting to get pretty damn heavy. Oh. Turn off the pictures. Alright, so what we did with Medusa is this hair piece is holding the goblet. So it's actually not in her hand, but it looks like she's going to grab it. So I had this 3D printed, and now I'm working on her hair. So the idea with her hair the head is removable, so it's free-form air. So that's kind of the next step. But pretty happy with this one so far too. And then we got 3D printed boots and gloves to put next to her, so I have to work on those. They're over there on the shelf. But yeah, I really like the way the goblet worked out. It was kind of a good idea. Still got a little bit more sanding on her hands and stuff. I probably shouldn't mark it so this way I don't forget. But he really wanted to keep the queen look to her. So the way this works out too is if you're careful, this arm comes out, right? And then this comes off, and then this whole piece comes out with a rod. So it's broken down pretty well so far. I'm pretty happy with the way it broke it down. You got to do it. You got to put it in the goblet hair first, and then the hand. Otherwise, this hits the finger. But this is the next pain though, the hair on the head. But yeah, that's Medusa so far. Liking the way she's coming out. But definitely a big project for the summer. It's kind of funny. She's taking long to sculpt, but paint is actually probably going to go pretty fast because she's just a purple outfit, skin tone, and then it's just mostly hair. So, but yeah, that's Medusa so far. Definitely one hell of a project. Alright, so I'm going to be, I don't know how next week is going to go. Next week, every day my parents have doctor's appointments. So I'm going to not really get anything done next week. So I don't know what I'm going to have for the stream. If I can, I think what I might do is next stream, just start working on this base. I think that's the only thing I'm going to have time for next week. We're trying to see if we could get the facility to take my parents to the one doctor's on Friday. But the rest of the week, it's just, I'm going to get up at like 7 and I won't be getting home till like 1:30 too. So I'm not going to get anything done. So I think I'm just going to pretty much focus on this base next week. I think that's all I'm going to have time for. You know, try to get side duck on there, start doing some setting it up, planning out, maybe getting the rod and stuff on her. And I think that's all I'll have time for. So I figure I'm just letting you guys know now. It's going to be one of those weeks. But, alright, that's where I'm calling the stream though. I am tapped. It is getting too hot for some reason. And I think I am getting a little hungry. So I need a bowl of cereal. But, you guys have a good rest of your weekend, okay?